It starts like any other dawn, unassuming, ordinary. The kind of morning where the coffee brews automatically and alarm clocks buzz with mundane insistence. But at 6:17 a.m. Eastern Time, the veil tears. A single ping on a satellite feed, a rogue launch from Eastern Europe, a streak of fire cutting through the pre-dawn sky. No fanfare, no declaration, just a digital whisper that explodes into the ether. Social media ignites first. Tweets flicker like fireflies in the dark. Did anyone else see that flash on the news cams? Missile W. Hashtags trend before the anchors can even clear their throats. By 6:30, CNN breaks in with shaky footage, grainy satellite images of plumes rising over contested borders. Reporters stutter through unconfirmed reports. NATO sources. Possible escalation. Stand by for more. Disbelief hangs in the air like fog. In suburban kitchens, parents pause, mid-pour, staring at screens as kids tug at sleeves. Oblivious. Is this real, Mom? One asks. The answer? A shaky, I don't know. At 6:45, the emergency alert system shatters the silence. Phones erupt in unison, a Pearson wail that rattles windows and spines. The message scrolls in bold red. DEFCON 2 activated. Imminent threat. Shelter in place. Await further instructions. For boomers, it's a ghost from the Cold War drills. For millennials, it's a glitch, a hoax. Gen Z memes it reflexively. World War III vibes, LOL. But the tone that unrelenting, authoritative blare cuts through the denial. Commuters slam brakes on highways, pulling over to reread the alert. In high-rises, elevators grind to a halt as building managers lock down lobbies. Major cities shift gears like a machine waking from slumber. NYPD deploys riot gear to key intersections, not for crowds yet, but for the chaos they know is coming. DC's airspace empties in minutes. Air Force One lifts off from Andrews. Destination classified. Flights to Europe circle back. Pilots' voices cracking over intercoms. Folks, we're turning around. Stay calm. No bombs fall. No invasions, storm beaches. Just the weight of uncertainty pressing down, heavier than any payload. By 8 a.m., the nation stirs fully, eyes glued to TVs where anchors in rumpled suits relay presidential briefings. We are not at war, the press secretary insists, but her eyes dart off camera. Markets plunge in pre-open trading. Wall Street's algorithms trigger halts before the bell even rings. In LA, still shrouded in night, Hollywood execs cancel shoots, while baristas in Seattle serve lattes with trembling hands. The hum of normalcy, school buses rumbling, office chatter fades into a tense hush. And then, the first personal ripples. A soldier's wife in Virginia gets the call to report to base. A teacher in Texas herds kids into auditoriums for safety drills. The world hasn't ended, but it's tilting, and everyone feels the slide. Mid-morning fractures the facade. Panic buying erupts like a flash mob gone wrong. In Chicago's Walmarts, carts clash, in aisles stripped bare water jugs vanish. Canned soups fly off shelves. Batteries become currency. Just one more pack. A father pleads, his toddler wailing in the cart. Gas stations in Atlanta turn into battlegrounds. Lines snake for blocks. Horns blare, fists fly over the last pump. Prices skyrocket to $10 a gallon before pumps run dry. Social media, still buzzing, amplifies the frenzy. Live streams of empty shelves. Viral videos of scuffles. Stock up now. Posts scream, fueling the rush. Government response kicks in measured, methodical. FEMA activates regional hubs, broadcasting via radio. Conserve resources. Avoid roads. But misinformation spreads like wildfire. A fake alert claims subs off California. Photoshopped images of mushroom clouds trend in Dallas. A rumor of inbound missiles empties office towers. Workers spilling into streets like ants from a kicked hill. Power grid strain under the surge, everyone charging devices, cranking a CS in denial. Brownouts flicker through the Midwest, lights dimming like a collective sigh. By noon, schools shutter coast to coast. Precautionary, the feds call it, but parents flood pickup lines, engines idling in gridlock. A single mom in Phoenix weaves through traffic, heart pounding. What if this is it? Highways clogged, not with evacuees, but instinctual flight families heading to cabins, relatives, anywhere but here. In this limbo, the paradox hits. War rages oceans away, yet it's here, in every notification, every hushed conversation. The battlefield, your feed, your fridge, your fuel tank. Afternoon brings the digital apocalypse. At 1:17 p.m., the networks falter. Cyberstrikes whispered about 4 years land, like silent bombs. Internet providers crash in waves, East Coast first, then rippling west. Websites 404 into oblivion. Zoom calls freeze mid-sentence. Honey, the bank's app is down, a husband shouts from the den. ATMs spit out error codes. Card readers at stores beep futilely. Cash becomes king, but who has it? Social media blacks out, leaving a void where outrage once boiled. Cell towers topple digitally, isolating pockets of America. In rural Montana, farmers huddle around ham radios, crackling voices, sharing scraps. Heard NATO's mobilizing, urban chaos escalates, hospitals switch to generators, sirens wailing through blacked-out blocks. A nurse in Boston triages by flashlight, whispering to patients, "We're okay, help's coming." Neighbors emerge from homes, knocking on doors for the first time in years. "You got a radio? Spare water." Bonds form in the breakdown, fragile alliances against the unseen enemy. By mid-afternoon, the isolation bites deep. No streams, no updates, just emergency broadcasts looping through static. Federal response underway. Remain vigilant. Imagination fills the gaps. Whispers of ground invasions, EMPs on the horizon. In this void, humanity resurfaces, block parties by candlelight, strangers sharing generators. But fear simmers, a looter's shadow in Detroit, a family's barricaded door in Miami. Modern war's first strike. Not steel, but severance cutting us from our lifelines, forcing us to face the analog world. As night descends by 6 p.m., darkness claims the throne. Power grids collapse under sustained hacks, plunging metropolises into primal black. New York's skyline, once a neon beacon, vanishes into ink. Streetlights fail, traffic signals die. Curfews enforce the void. Cop cars prowl with megaphones. Indoors now. Lights out. In the suburbs, families cluster in basements, flashlights casting long shadows. A child in Ohio asks, "Daddy, when's the Wi-Fi back?" The answer, silence. Rumors pierce the night, offshore booms, fighter jets screaming overhead, unverified, but visceral. Highways turn into ghost towns, stranded vehicles like relics, skies clear of planes, save for military streaks. In small towns, churches glow with lantern light, hymns rising against the hush. Amateur radio nets buzz with defiance. "We're holding here in Kansas." Your resilient sparks volunteers distribute MREs from garages. Medics improvise clinics. Yet trust phrase, whispers of spies, hoarding accusations. In the dark, America rediscovers its grit, but also its fractures. By 10 p.m., the blackout engulfs the continent. From sea to shining sea, stars reclaim the sky, unfiltered by city glare. Exhaustion sets in, bodies slumped over radios, ears straining for hope. The first day of World War III closes not in flames, but in quiet reckoning. No cities razed, no armies clashing on soil, but a nation transformed, disconnected, determined, dangling on the edge. Dawn breaks on day 2, harsh and unforgiving. Sunlight filters through unpowered blinds, revealing a world remade. Streets littered with abandoned cars, gas stations, barren sentinels. No hum of traffic, no drone of deliveries, just the rustle of leaves and distant voices. Emergency radios crackle with the president's voice. Finally, we stand united. Aid convoys en route, but skepticism lingers. Who's listening? Who's left to trust? Inventories begin, pantries raided, water rationed. A retiree in Florida barters canned beans for batteries. Communities coalesce, schools become hubs, doling out supplies. Fragments from abroad filter in, alliances fracturing, battles raging. Yet amid the scarcity, something blooms. Neighbors forge pacts over shared fires, stories swapping screens for spoken words. Kids play tag in empty lots, laughter, a rebellion. In 24 hours, abundance yields to essence. The grid's gone, but so is the noise, the petty divides, the endless scroll. What's left? Raw humanity, courage in a volunteer's step, trust in a stranger's hand. History pivots here, in quiet acts of endurance. World War III's dawn isn't thunder, it's the steady beat of hearts refusing to break. Survival isn't just living, it's remembering who we are when the lights go out.